वल्लभा गिरिवरधारीम् यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जनम् यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जनम् यमुनातीरावनचारीम् यमुनातीरावनचारीम् राधमाधवां कुञ्जविहारीम् राधमाधवा कुञ्जविहारीम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जो विष्णुपाद प्रभुंस परियाजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद्-Bhagavatam भक्ति-वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की, जो विष्णुपाद प्रभुंस परियाजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री भक्ति-सिद्धांत श्री कृष्ण ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की, श्री गुरु परंपरा की, सद्गुरु सामरिंद की, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, गंधराज श्रीमद्-Bhagavatam की, श्री राधा माधव अष्टसिद्धि वृंद की, श्री पंचतत्वा की, श्री प्लातन श्रीमद् भगवान की, शिल प्रभुपाद की, शिल गुरुदेव की, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious, all glorious, all glorious to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glorious to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Sloge Bhaktir Bhavadinaishtiki. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 8, Text number 2. Etad veditum icchāmi tattvam tattva-vidāṁ vara harer adbhuta-vīryasya kathā loka-sumaṅgalāḥ. Etad veditum icchāmi tattvam tattva-vidāṁ vara harer adbhuta-vīryasya kathā loka-sumaṅgalāḥ. Etad veditum icchāmi tattvam tattva-vidāṁ vara harer adbhuta-vīryasya kathā loka-sumaṅgalāḥ. Harer adbhuta-vīryasya adbhuta-vīryasya kathā loka-sumaṅgalāḥ. Mataji, etad veditum icchāmi tattvam tattva-vidāṁ vara harer adbhuta-vīryasya kathā loka-sumaṅgalāḥ. Translation purport by His Divine Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word to word meaning: etad, this; veditum, to understand; icchāmi, I wish; tattvam, truth; tattva-vidāṁ, of those who are well versed in absolute truth; vara, O best; harer, of the Lord; adbhuta-vīryasya, of the one who possesses wonderful potencies; kathāḥ, narrations; loka, for all planets; su-maṅgalāḥ, auspicious. Translation: the king said, please repeat. The king said, I wish to know narrations concerning the Lord, who possesses wonderful potencies, are certainly auspicious for living beings in all planets. Purport: Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is full of narrations of the activities of the Supreme Lord, is auspicious for all living beings residing in every planet. One who takes it as belonging to a particular sect is certainly mistaken. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is certainly a very dear scripture for all the devotees of the Lord, but it is auspicious even for the non-devotees also, because it explains that even the non-devotees hovering under the spell of material energy can be delivered from such clutches if they hear the narrations of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam with devotion and attention from the right source representing the Lord by disciplic succession. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnānatimirandasya Jnānanjana Shalakaya Sakshashurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mugam Karodi Vācāla Pangulangāya Degirim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhupyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I like to offer my respectful obeisances to all the assembled devotees, especially His Holiness Bhakti Prabhu Swami Maharaj. So I'm grateful to Maharaj because Maharaj took class for us for Bhakti Vedanta recently, module 3 in Mayapur Institute. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. So I like to take blessings from Maharaj. So before continuing today's Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna. So this is a wonderful verse. So we know the storyline. So Sukadeva Goswami started offering his prayers before giving a Bhagavatam discourse to Parikshit Maharaj. So that is in 2.4, fourth chapter. He was offering a beautiful prayers. And then fifth chapter, it starts Brahmaji's and Narada Muni. Brahmaji and Narada Muni. Narada Muni asked some 6 questions, and Brahmaji started answering in next 3 chapters, 6th, 7th, and like 2 chapters. So it was over in the last chapter. So in the last chapter, Brahmaji advised Narada Muni, so you expand this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So you learned Bhagavatam from me, you expand, like that. So we understand, so the number of verses of the Bhagavatam varies in different places, in different planets. So in our earthly planet, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam consists of this 18,000 verses. In upper planets, in heavenly planets, maybe some, we don't know, in some other planets, so maybe hundreds and thousands of slokas may have deeper and deeper understanding. So and also like the principle and the essence may be the same, like whoever may be the speaker. So like they say, like there is another disciplic succession from Maitreya Muni, from Lord Sankarshan spoke to Sanat Kumaras, and then Sanat Kumara spoke to Shankyayana Rishi, and Shankyayana Rishi spoke to Parashara Muni, and Parashara Muni spoke to Maitreya Rishi. That is also another disciplic succession of Bhagavatam. So there are so many parallel disciplic succession of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So like the details may be different, the principal essence of all the Bhagavatam are one and the same. So like how Vidura and Maitreya and Brahma, Lord Vishnu himself, Lord himself spoke Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Lord Brahmaji, and Lord Brahmaji spoke to Narada Muni. So everything may be little different in detail, but principle and essence are same. So here generally next series of verses, here again the beginning in the previous sloka, Parishit Maharaj asked a question. King Parishit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, how did Narada Muni, whose hearers are as fortunate as those instructed by Lord Brahma, explain the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is without material qualities, before whom did he speak? So like how Narada Muni's exploits of Narada Muni's explanation of Bhagavatam. So how Narada Muni expanded Bhagavatam. So Parishit Maharaj wanted to know about that. So Sukadeva Goswami started answering here. So next series of slokas are very nectarian and beautiful slokas. Text number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7. So all speaks about the glories of Bhagavatam. So text number 2, 3, 4, 5. So the glories of Bhagavatam we can find in every page of the Bhagavatam. Every page and every text, every verse, we can find the glories of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So glories of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam means glories of the Lord. So glories of the Lord means glories of the devotees. So topics about the, so here, so harer adbhuta-vīryasya. So narrations concerning the Lord. So who possesses wonderful potencies. It is not that Lord only possessing wonderful potencies. The topics of the Lord also non-different from the Lord. That also possesses wonderful potencies. Not only topics of the Lord, topics of the devotees also have wonderful potencies. Not only topics of the Lord, devotees, even the topics of Maya. The last sloka of the previous chapter. Topics of the Maya in relation with the Lord. Anybody hears continuously the topics of the Maya in relation to the Lord, that also have a wonderful potency. So that person can easily surpass the Maya. The person who constantly hear about Maya in relation with the Lord. Without relation with the Lord, then he will get captivated. In relation with the Lord, anybody hears continuously about even Maya also, he can get, that's the last sloka of the previous chapter. So the topics, so any topic relation with the Lord is more auspicious. So it has a wonderful potency. And it is certainly auspicious for all the living beings and all the planets. So not only this earthly planet, so it's auspicious for other planets also. So we understand from when Sukadeva Goswami started narrating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So it's not that people came from, it happened in somewhere in Haridwar nearby, Shukartal, there's a place. So on the bank of the Ganges, it happened. So it's not that the people came from Maharashtra or Punjab or South India, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra. It's not that people only came from different parts of India. People came from different planets. Vashishta Muni, Gautama Rishi, Vishwamitra Muni, so many exalted sages. So many exalted sages, they travel from different planets and they came for attending Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this class by Sukadeva Goswami. So like different planets people have come and took part. So I hear that there were more than 80,000 sages hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam without amplifier or without speaker, without mic. So it's because all sound vibration. So from heart to heart. So they could hear. So they have this kind of, the sages had this kind of potency. Like even Sanjaya could hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So even Krishna speaks about mystic potencies to Uddhava. Dura darshan, dura shravan. People can hear from distant place. Even Ashtanga yogis, they have this kind of siddhis. What to speak of devotees? So devotees can hear. Like there is a sloka from that during Achaman we say Om Tat Vishnuhu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyandi Suryaka Diviva Shakshur Adadat Viprashu Vipanyavo Jagaram Samindade Vishnuhu Yat Paramam Padam. So beautiful sloka. Whenever we do Achaman, we chant this sloka. So like how ordinary child can able to see the sun with the blunt senses, blunt eyes. Anybody can see the sun with the blunt eyes. Similarly, pure devotees of the Lord, they can see what's happening in the spiritual world. By being in the material world, they can see, they can witness what's happening in the spiritual world. So whenever the pure devotees are narrating the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, so it's not that they are actually, it is not only that they learn from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from their spiritual master, it is also because the narrations of the Lord is not different from Lord. They are able to see that particular pastime directly as a live telecast. They could see that. So whenever pure devotees narrating Narrating Leela, Dev Leela, so the Lord Narsingadev being so pleased with their devotion, Narsingadev once again is enacting that pastime, that particular pastime, once again in front of the eyes of the pure devotee. So the pure devotees have that kind of potency. So we understand from Srila Prabhupada pastimes also. So when many times Prabhupada also asked his disciples, can you put some more elevated asan next to me? Because he could see, sometimes he could see his spiritual master is doing his Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Sometimes he could see Narada Muni. Sometimes in some lecture, I think in 6.1.24, when Prabhupada was lecturing Ajamila pastime lecture, somewhere in, I don't know exactly the place, that the lecture I remember 6.1.24. 6.1.24, Prabhupada was lecturing. At the end, he was saying, Ajamila, whenever he wants to drink water, he calls Narayan. Whenever he wants to eat, he calls Narayan. And whenever he wants to go to bed, he calls Narayan. In this way, Narayan. There is some pause. Some pause is there in the lecture. Some pause actually. And then after some pause, Prabhupada maybe like almost like a tear is coming from his eyes. Tears are coming. And then he just ends his class. Thank you very much, like that. So you can hear that class. So after that, so one of the disciple attended that class. He went and inquired from Prabhupada. Prabhupada, how immediately you got this thing become emotional and then tears were flowing from your eyes Like as if because you are narrating pastimes of Ajamila, you are chanting Narayanas many times, as if it looks like you have taken darshan of Narayana physically. Is it like that, Prabhupada? Like that they asked. Then Prabhupada nodded his head. Prabhupada nodded his head. So Prabhupada could see Lord Narayan face to face. That lecture, Lord Narayan personally came. So there's a pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada narrating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. You can try to hear that lecture, 6.1.24. So we can hear the small pause and then some tears are coming and then just ends the class. So Prabhupada could see Narada Muni like that. So they could see directly, physically. So it's not only, so Prabhupada also knows very well that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not only for Hindus. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not only for Indians. He understands that, he knows very well. This is for all the beings of all the planets. So that's why Prabhupada took Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. That was his meditation when he was in Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. So Prabhupada, while translating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the whole world needs this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So my spiritual master ordered me to distribute the knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So I must take this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to the Western world and all over the world. I must distribute the knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Prabhupada knows that very well. So it is not only for Indians, it's for everyone in the whole world. Not only for earthly human beings, it's for the whole planet. So not only for all the planets, it's for all the universes. So it is also, so it's very, very auspicious for all the beings. And also Prabhupada in the Purport is mentioned, it's very, very dear scripture. So basically we are going to discuss about the glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So you all know the glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The glories of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are endless, limitless. So every page, every text of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam glorifies Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, activities of the Lord and topics of the Lord. And how there is a separate chapter dedicated in the 12th canto also, glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So from the text 1 to last text, you can find so many verses, so many statements. So from the purports, Prabhupada's purports, we can understand what is the mood to understand Bhagavatam, what should be like, how we can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So it's all very, how we should understand, and also in the end of the purport, Prabhupada mentioned we should understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only from the pure devotees and disciplic succession. Guru Parampara, so spiritual master. So we can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only from spiritual master. So once Srila Prabhupada was asked, like in the question and session, maybe in the morning walk in Melbourne, so Prabhupada was asked, like what is the qualification of speaker, like that, or the hearer, and like that. The Prabhupada quoted the Canto 1, the famous sloka comes, Tanno Bahan Vai Bhagavat Pradhano Mahattamaikanта Parayanasya. So the pure devotees, so like they are refrained from all the vices. So at least follows 4 regulative principles. So they can speak Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And what should be the mood of ideal hearer? So eagerness and attention, that should be the mood and attitude of the hearer. And subject matter should be topics of the Lord. Harer udaram charitam vishuddham. Harer udaram charitam vishuddham. Because these topics of the Lord is beyond 3 modes of material nature. He was answering like that. And then he was like further asked, what is the best process to understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? So then Prabhupada quotes one sloka from, so Lord Shiva is speaking. So Lord Shiva is speaking like, Agam veti, Sukho veti, Vyaso vetina vetiva Śrīmad Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam Nabuddhya Nacha Tikaya. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam Nabuddhya Nacha Tikaya. Lord Shiva is saying, I know the purport of Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami knows the purport of the Bhagavatam. But I am not sure whether Vyasadeva knows the purport of Bhagavatam or not. Because Vyasadeva is a compiler of Bhagavatam actually. So, but he is saying like that. So, but I am sure that because these two are Mahajanas, Lord Shiva and Sukadeva Goswami, they are Mahajanas, one of the 12 Mahajanas. So, I know these 12 Mahajanas knows the Bhagavatam. So, but I don't know Vyasadeva knows or not. So, but he is not saying Vyasadeva don't know about Bhagavatam. Because Vyasadeva repented, because Narada Muni came and chastised, because he wrote so many things, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and everything about all those things, all Purusharthas, everything he written, and Narada Muni came and chastised Jugupshitam. Jugupshitam, there is one verse from the 5th chapter, 1st canto. So he condemned Vyasadeva and you don't have to teach about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Sense naturally, living idiots are naturally inclined to sense gratification. Whether you teach or not, naturally they will be inclined to sense gratification. So we understand even a small child. So we see even a small child, if you give something, some toy to that small child, immediately he will grasp. And then he will not give. Immediately he develops attachment to the toy. So the sense gratification, that attachment, so the inclination for sense gratification, that starts from the day one. So and then if we say no, this toy belongs to me. No, child immediately say, no, toy belongs to me only. Immediately he will say. So this I, me, mine concept is there from the beginning, from the day one. So child was not taught all these things. I, me, mine concept. But the I, me, mine concept is already there. So in the child. So naturally inclined. So people are naturally inclined to do sense gratification. That's why that's the purpose of their coming to the material world. So you don't have to teach. Directly you teach only about devotion service. Directly you teach only about the Lord. Like the Narada Muni gave advice. So because of that maybe Lord Shiva is saying. But he is not saying that Vyasadeva don't know about Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Because Vyasadeva is a compiler of all the Vedanta. He only wrote Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And mainly why was Lord Shiva saying, by scholar or by austerity or by any other method, you cannot learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So, Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam Nabuddhya Nacha Tikaya. By intelligence, Nacha Tikaya. Tikaya maybe by reading different commentaries. So you cannot understand Bhagavatam by reading. You cannot understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by reading. So, Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam. So we should approach, so the same way how Prabhupada always quotes Bhaktya ma vijaradi yavan yaschasmi tattvadah tato mam tattvado nyatva vishedit tanantaram. Srila Prabhupada often quotes this sloka in his lectures. So only by devotion one can understand the Lord. Similarly, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is non-different from the Lord. So only by devotion one can approach Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So and then how to understand? Then the different disciples were there. So one of them were Madhudvisha Prabhu, His Grace Madhudvisha Prabhu. So he was also present in the morning walk. So he was also asking question. Then you are saying you cannot understand Bhagavatam by reading. So how to understand this? Then he is saying, so Prabhupada quotes one sloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antalila. Yaha Bhagavata pada Vaishnavera sthane ekanta ashraya kare Chaitanya charane. Yaha Bhagavata pada Vaishnavera sthane ekanta ashraya kare Chaitanya charane. So he says, we have to learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from a pure devotee. So that is the only way. So simply by staying in one secluded place, then we can go on reading Bhagavatam continuously from morning to evening. Cannot understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So we have to be under the guidance of a pure devotee. We have to be under the guidance of spiritual master. And then we have to perform some devotion service. Then there is a chance. Then Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam will be automatically revealed. So by the mercy of spiritual master and by the mercy of pure devotees and by mercy of the Lord. And then by taking ekanta ashraya kare, by taking exclusive shelter. Vaishnavera sthane. So you have to learn from Vaishnava, pure devotee, and also ekanta ashraya kare Chaitanya Charane. You have to take exclusive shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by the combination of these two things, only we can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, not by reading alone. Then they are asking questions. And then Prabhupada also quotes one sloka from Adi Leela also. Eka Bhagavata Pada Bhagavata Sastra Ara Bhagavata Bhakta Bhakti Rasa Patra. There are two Bhagavatams available. One is a book Bhagavatam, another is a person Bhagavatam who practices devotion service, who experiences mellows of, you taste the mellows of devotion service, pure devotees. So there are two Bhagavatam. So Lord created this combination of these two Bhagavatams, book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam, to instill faith and devotion in the conditioned souls. So this is the only way. And then they continued asking, so Prabhupada, you are the author of the book. So is it that because you told that you have to learn Bhagavatam from pure devotee, so is it that one can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only with the physical presence of a pure devotee, or a physical presence of pure devotee like that? Then Prabhupada answered, yes, you need to have a spiritual master. You can't make a spiritual master in the air. You cannot make a spiritual master in the air. You need to have a guidance of a spiritual master. And then you have to make a spiritual master as concrete in your life. So like that, he answers. And then do you mean to say, because you are the author of the book, so because we understand by reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, one can have a direct association with the Prabhupada. One can have a direct association with Prabhupada, one can have a direct association with the author. Then Prabhupada further adds, the Prabhupada also answers, it's not that physical presence of the author is required all the time. Like how Krishna taught Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Anybody understand the mood and mission or real intention of Krishna, they can also teach Bhagavad Gita. So similarly, anybody understand so mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, so we can learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from them. So although right now, so we don't have a physical association of Srila Prabhupada, but anybody understands the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, we can learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from them also. So it's just like Prabhupada is teaching Bhagavad Gita to us, because Prabhupada understood the real mood and mission of Krishna, so he can teach. So similarly, so the people, anybody understands the mood and mission. And then Prabhupada quotes an example. How only by reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, one cannot understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And then further he gives one example. For example, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a medical practitioner. You just go on reading and reading all the books, all the textbooks and the reference books, all the medical books recommended for, like prescribed for all the 5 years of the course, MBBS course. You may buy those books and you may read scrutinizingly, thoroughly. I have read all the books scrutinizingly, thoroughly. Now I want to become a doctor. You cannot become doctor. You have to learn under medical practitioner. So you have to get admitted into a medical college, authorized medical college, and you have to learn under medical practitioner. So there also Prabhupada uses this analogy also. The disciples also sharing that example. How the teacher is different, author is different. Textbooks in our college. Author may be somebody, we have not seen the author. We have not seen the author. Somebody like in my engineering, I remember all the authors. I have never seen them. So I have never seen them, but somebody is teaching. But the teacher understood the lessons. Teacher understood the intention or actual purport of all the lessons. Any teacher understands the actual purport presented by the author, they are qualified to teach. It's not that author is, the physical presence of the author is required. So Prabhupada is saying, is adding that point also. So anybody understands mood and mission of the author, they can also teach. So he gives this example. So, yeah. And how there is a one beautiful incident in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's mentioned in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, I think in Madhya Kanta. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in Varaha Nagar. So Varaha Nagar. So Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur given detail of Varaha Nagar in his Anubhashya commentary also. Varaha Nagar situated maybe some 3.5 miles away from suburb of Calcutta, near Calcutta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he visited Navadip once, and then he was returning to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. So that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed in Panihati, and then he made all the residents of Panihati also to become ecstatic and then chant Hare Krishna all the time, to do Kirtan all the time. Then he was traveling each and every town and village. And then by his presence, he is inspiring everyone to chant the holy names continuously. And then a particular village called Varaha Nagar. So he met one Brahman. So his name was, I think, Raghunandan Pandit. Raghunath Pandit. His name was Raghunath Pandit. So, and then he was reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam very beautifully. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was going, then he happened to hear that beautiful narrations, beautiful sound vibrations of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Then he wanted to hear that. So he went to inside the house of a particular Brahmana, so Raghunath Pandit, and then so he heard. Then as soon as the Raghunath Pandit saw the beautiful darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately he wanted to welcome Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to honor Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, don't stop, read on, like that. Don't stop, read on, like that, he was saying. And then that Pandit, that Brahman, was continuously reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so ecstatic. So he became so ecstatic, and then he was dancing in jubilation. Then he was falling on the ground again and again by hearing beautiful narrations of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from a pure Brahmana. So and then he became so ecstatic. So almost for 9 hours in the night, he was dancing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing continuously for 9 hours, maybe throughout the night. So he was dancing. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to his consciousness. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced that Pandit Brahmana. Since today onwards, your name is Bhagavata-acharya. He changed his name. Today onwards, your name is Bhagavata-acharya. Like that, he changed his name. And then everybody, all the devotees assembled, they all chanted, Hari, Hari, Hari Bo, like that they chanted. And then my instruction to you is, don't stop reading Bhagavatam. Continuously you go on reading Bhagavatam. So that was a special instruction he got, Bhagavata-acharya. So special instruction to the particular devotee. His name itself, Bhagavata-acharya. This incident we can find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always glorifying Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Always instructed his disciple to chant the holy name continuously and read Bhagavatam continuously and learn Bhagavatam from devotees, do Vaishnava Seva and all those things. So that was a instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, I think to Devananda Pandit, one of the sloka is saying, anybody thinks that I can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, they cannot understand Bhagavatam. Anybody thinks that I can understand Bhagavatam, they cannot understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. He given this instruction to Devananda Pandit. You think you understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, actually you don't understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. You cannot understand. Only from pure devotee you can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Since you served Vakreshwar Pandit, that's why I happen to be here and show some mercy to you. Otherwise, since you offended Srivas Thakur, I never wanted to show you my mercy. You are a great offender. So better you go to Srivas Thakur and then beg forgiveness. And then since he served Vakreshwar Pandit, so I think yesterday, day before yesterday, there was Vakreshwar Pandit disappearance day. So Vakreshwar Pandit used to dance for 72 hours continuously in Kirtan. So, and he served little bit when during dancing, Devananda Pandit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got so much pleased. And then Devananda Pandit, first time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to that village, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not give blessings. And then next time, after he served Vakreshwar Pandit, again next time he came, then he gave his blessings to Devananda Pandit. And Devananda also begged forgiveness from the Lord, and then he requested Lord to instruct. And the Lord gave a series of instructions in Chaitanya Bhagavat also. Then how, don't discuss anything except pure devotion service. The pure devotion service is established in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, in the middle of the Bhagavatam, the end of the Bhagavatam. So wherever you see, so only you can see pure devotion service. You cannot discuss anything other than pure devotion service. Like that he was giving series of instructions. That time only he was saying, anybody, you think that you understand Bhagavatam. Similar verse you can find in the Brahmaji's prayers also. Jananda iva janandu kim bhagutya ime prabhu manaso vapuso vacho vaibhavam tava gochara. Jananta iva janandu kim bhagutya name prabhu. Oh Lord, he was offering prayers, while offering his prayers in 10.14. So some people think that I know everything about Krishna. I know everything about Krishna. Many people think that I can see Krishna face to face. I know everything. I have learned all the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, everything. But as far as I am concerned, your opulences are beyond the reach of my mind, body and words. So it's very difficult to understand completely your opulences. As far as I am concerned, I don't know fully about you. I can't understand fully about you. See, Lord Brahmaji himself is saying like this. So this is the proper mood. So submissively, one has to, attentively, one has to learn. So we have to learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from a pure devotee, spiritual master, comes from the disciplic succession. So that is a way of learning Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So not by reading alone. So and also we can find so many verses like how people are never become tired of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Parikshit Maharaj also never become tired of Bhagavatam. Vidura also saying, I never become tired of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Even Saunaka Rishi and the sages, Naimacharanya, they also saying, we never become tired. So everybody saying like that. And Parikshit Maharaj also saying, what is it in 10th kind of, the Naisari Dukshagak Shunmam, Tektodum, Upapadade, Pibantam, Tam Mugampojam, Chudam Adi Kadamritam, Naisari Dukshagak Shunmam, Tektodum Apipadade. I am given up in the verge of vow of my death. So I have given up this thing. I have taken a vow to not to drink water, not to eat any food. So I am not affected. Actually, I am not affected by thirst or hunger. So because I am drinking the nectar, Pribandham, Tam Magampojam, Chudam Hari Kathamritam. So like I am able to drink the nectar of the topics of the Lord from your lotus mouth. So I am not affected by thirst and hunger. And also so many, Vidura also saying, Kastutriya Titapado Bidhanat. So who amongst the human beings says that I am satisfied by hearing the topics of the Lord? So he says like that. And then first canto also, Vayam na vidrupyame, Uttama sloka vikrame, Swadu pade pade. At every moment I relish hearing, we relish, all Naimacharanya sages, they are all saying, every moment we relish hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam repeatedly. We never become tired of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So that should be the eagerness and mood to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So, but in our mundane topics, so on mundane education, whatever they teach in the schools and colleges, everybody become bored. Teacher also become bored. Students also becomes bored. So like that's why they have an interval in between. Because they cannot continuously hear. Because nothing about me or nothing about Lord, nothing about relationship between me and Lord. It's all about dead matter. Whole study about dead matter. So everybody become bored. The teacher is teaching only for the sake of money. The students also learning, thinking that I can complete as quickly as possible, I complete this and then I can earn money and enjoy sense gratification. So the purpose is different. The students, they're waiting for the exam result. As soon as the result comes, they come to know I have passed this semester. Immediately, the next moment, they will take all the books, sell into the local market, and they will go to the cinema, some cinema. So, they don't value that book. They don't value it immediately. But if they get arrear, then it's needed. Not only is needed. They get passed, they don't require. Immediately they go and sell. Next moment they will go and sell in the old market. So, because I purchased all the books from the old market only. So many books. You can find so many books. All the books you can buy. You don't have to buy a new book. So you can buy it for a less price. So people getting, and then they have a tea break. In between they have to have tea break. First 2 hours will be there. And then then tea break will be there, 15 minutes tea break. And then teacher also will come late, some 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then he will complete the class before 10 minutes. And then it's completely, so, and then lunch time is there. And after lunch, there will not be any theory class. Some laboratory class will be there or some PT class will be there. Because everybody will fall sleeping. After lunch, they cannot hear. They can't hear any theory lecture. That's why this arranged like that. Either laboratory class, practical class will be there or games, PT class will be there in the afternoon session. So only 2 hours in between or interval also. So completely boring. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not like that. So you can go on and go on, you can hear. So Srila Prabhupada also was very much encouraging that 7-day Bhagavad Saptak. So Prabhupada mentioned Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Every day Every day you should hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. See, Srila Prabhupada introduced every day Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class in every temple, in all the temples. It's not only for 7 days. So, like that. So we can go on speak the glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Hare Krishna. I think it's time up. So I'd like to end the class. Anybody have any comments? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for inspiring and enlivening class. Prabhuji, my query is that thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my query is that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is composed by Vyasadeva, and he wrote that verse of 12 Mahajans in 6th canto, but his name is not there. It is out of the humility. My query is that because he is a Saktavesha avatar, his son Sukdev Goswami's name is there, Sivji's and Brahmaji's name also there. So what is the reason that his name is not there in the 12 Mahajans? That is my query of Vyasadeva.
Oh.
Can I repeat my question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Why Vyasadeva Nam? Is the Vyasadeva name is included in 12 Mahajanas?
No,
it's not there.
No, it is not. So that is my query, why it is not.
So it's not that only 12 Mahajanas. Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji is asking, so like Vyasadeva quoted on sloka from Bhagavatam, he quotes about 12 Mahajanas in one of the sloka in Bhagavatam, but his name is not included. Actually, his name is not listed in the 12 Mahajanas also. So why is that? Yes. Correct. So it is not that only those people listed in the 12 Mahajanas, they only know the absolute truth fully. It's not like that. Like, because we understand like how like author, physical presence of the author may not be required at all the times. Anybody understand the mood and mission of the author, they can also explain Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So same way, like so those who are following in the path, those who are following in the footsteps of Mahajanas, Mahajana yena kadasa bandha. So those who are following the footsteps of Mahajanas, they are also qualified to teach Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So it's not that because so Prabhupada also one time he said, so he initially formed 12 GPGs. 12 GPGs are the 12 Mahajanas. So like that. So they are the ultimate authority. So Prabhupada made them as ultimate authority. So it's not that Vyasadeva is not listed in the 12 Mahajanas. So we don't have to mean that Vyasadeva may not know Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, ultimate conclusion of Bhagavatam. It's not like that.
Sometimes I think that out of the humility, or maybe he is the Saktavesha avatar, and this sloka, the 12 Mahajan sloka in 6th canto, it is spoken by Jamraj. And he himself mentioned his name also to Jamdutas. When he is talking about the 12 Mahajanas to Jamduta, he mentioned his name also, Jamraj. Yes. But there is no mention of Vyasadeva. So sometimes it is intriguing to me. Maybe out of humility, maybe that he is a Saktavesh avatar, much above than the 12 Mahajans. That could be. I don't know the reasons. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your inspiring and enlivening class.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in India, there's a culture that if you want to realize something, if you want to accept truth, like established truth, then the person has to be fully conscious of the subject. This culture is there. It's also a science. Now that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about being fully conscious of me, of Krishna. But what do you think? Do you think it's unrealistic to to fully understand Golok Vrindavan, would you think it's very, like if I said to you, like in, in the Western world, they say, okay, you can go to heaven, you can go to, you can go to a different place, but they never say be fully conscious of that place, Like, but now here in India, the requirement is you have to be fully conscious of actually the subject for it to be established. That's why all the Lila Smaranam Granthas are written, why these books are written to. But do you think that it's unrealistic, or do you think it's possible?
So, your question is so we don't know about this. We want to explain about particular truth. We have to know fully.
You have to be fully conscious,
of
Krishna, of Golok Vrindavan, to actually go there. But
so you want to know,
is that realistic? I mean, can that be actually really achieved?
So we don't know fully. We are not fully conscious. So how we can assimilate knowledge about the Lord and Golok Vrindavan like that? So it is explained by Srila Vishnu.
I mean, sorry. Just like I was thinking, what my thinking is that isn't it realistically the best we can do is chant, maybe read, remember some pastimes or like this. But to actually consciously, like you was talking about the pure devotees, they are actually seeing Krishna. But for us, realistically, it's not.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we don't have to be like that pure devotee seeing directly. We don't have to see directly the Supreme Lord. Just that we have to be under their guidance. We have to learn, we have to follow their footsteps. So that is enough. So it's not that we also have to see, like it's also mentioned by Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur. Sometimes Mayavadis are claiming, your Guru, Adi Guru, Brahmaji himself saying, I cannot understand fully. I cannot understand about the Lord fully. I cannot become conscious of the Lord fully. Why? We told you Lord does not have form. You cannot understand. Lord does not have form, name, everything, pastimes, that thing. Lord is Nirakar, means Lord is without form like that. We are saying repeatedly, you are not believing. See, you are Brahmaji, you are the first spiritual master, you are saying, he himself saying, I cannot understand anything about God. I cannot be fully conscious about the Lord. So then Vishnu Chakra Thakur answering, pure devotee, I am getting some purification and some spiritual advancement. And then, like, I am not affected by any material miseries. I am not affected by any material miseries. And also, I am also like, I'm developing slowly, I'm developing a material detachment towards material things. So these things we can measure. These things we can measure. Although we become fully conscious, but some level of advancement, something is better than nothing. Some level of advancement is always there. In our level itself, we can measure all these things. So earlier, how we were there, so attached to the material objects and everything. At least now, at least theoretically, we become detached. May not be mentally, at least theoretically, at least physically, we become detached. Some progress. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you for such a nice class. In this purport, it is said that even non-devotees can get benefit by hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's so auspicious. But the very qualities that are needed, it's mentioned, if they can hear with attention and devotion from a pure representative, then they are benefited. But these qualities are not there in the non-devotees. This is the problem. So how we can get them to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we can find from Bhagavatam first canto, second sloka and fourth sloka. Second sloka, Dharma projita kaito atra paramo nirmat sananam sadam. Like those who are completely devoid of envious nature, only they can understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And in another verse, it comes Yashvanubhavam Akila Suticharamekam Adhyatmati Sridam Tamo Antam Samsarinam Karunayaga Purana Gugyam Tamvyasa Sunupayami Guru Muninam. But Sukadeva Goswami, being very merciful, being very compassionate, so even those who are ignorant, even those who are conditioned, even those who are materially attached souls, so even just he wanted to have a compassion. So so for them only he want to deliver Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Actually, Parikshit Maharaj is just like an instrument for taking Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to everyone. So not only for devotees, for the non-devotees also. So that is the main purpose of even Supreme Lord Krishna also. So he want to deliver everyone from the material world. So Aditi Tirshadam Tamo Andam. Those who are in the deepest darkness, even those people also can get delivered by Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So just like Bhagavad Gita, those who are like faithless, Bhagavad Gita should not be, instruction of Bhagavad Gita should not be taught for the faithless persons. Krishna himself saying to Arjuna, those who are faithless, you should not teach Bhagavad Gita. The pure devotees actually they take risk. They take risk because no problem. Just like Ramanujacharya took risk, taken the holy name and then delivered the holy name to everyone. Just like pure devotees, they take risk. Even to the faithless people, they take Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and then they teach Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to them. So it is purely a compassionate nature of a pure devotee. So only the association of pure devotee, so even the non-devotees can get delivered. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Gandhara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.